Hi everyone and welcome to Dramatic Knits. Today is Monday, August 4th, 2025. This is episode 416. My name is Steve, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and checking out another month's episode. And if you're new, I hope you enjoy this month's episode and you'll click the like and subscribe button so that you can join us on our journey every month as we recap what's been going on here with my life, my crafting, and as well as what's been going on at Leading Men Fiber Arts. For those of you that are new, my partner Andy and myself own Leading Men Fiber Arts, specializing in our own line of hand-dyed yarns, as well as our brick and mortar storefront and studio located here in Clinton, Illinois, in the historic Taylor McGill building. And if you're so inclined, please feel free to check out our Patreon linked down below in the description box if you would like to help support us in our continued efforts to maintain and improve the historic Taylor McGill building here on the town's square. So, my voice sounds a little bit better than the floss tube that I just got done recording, which you might have seen, but I am dealing with a quick head cold, summer cold, something, head congestion. So I'm a little raspy, a little weak in breath, but we're going to get through the podcast. I don't feel overall all that horrible. So, all right, let's get right into what's been going on over the last month. We had some family visit. Andy's mom brought our niece and nephew and his sister-in-law down for a quick family trip. They live in northern Indiana and they drove down to Turkey Run, which is in central Indiana. Sorry, I'm having issues on my computer with things popping up. Anyway, so they drove down to Turkey Run State Park, and that's about a little over 2 hours from us, just straight east from us. So we drove out on a Thursday. We took a day off of work and we went hiking. What was supposed to be a fun time, many people were not enjoying, so we got through it, but we took the time off of work to have some family time, so we wanted to hike. Got through it, had some lunch, and family stayed for 2 nights at a cabin there. We came back, and then they drove out this way on Friday, and we had dinner with them at an Italian restaurant, and then they ended up staying an extra night and staying with us for that night. And then they left on Sunday, so we ordered pizza on Saturday and we watched Jaws, which was a good time. So yeah, it was nice to have family in our neck of the woods. There was just some kind of scheduling kerfluffles that happened, but we had a good time. We then, last weekend, we were in St. Louis at a trunk show at Seven Sisters Yarn and Fiber, which Michelle was welcoming to us once again. We got to check out her new location. She moved shops over the last year since we've been down to her store, and her new store is absolutely lovely. Her staff was amazing in helping us facilitate our trunk show during their yarn crawl, and we had a really good time. Thank you to everyone who came out and said hi and shopped with us during our trunk show. We greatly appreciate it. We got to catch up with some friends as well as make some new friends, and we, like I said, greatly appreciate it. Then this past weekend, we went over to Indianapolis, to Carmel, Indiana, for a trunk show at a yarn market, and Allie is the owner of that store. It is a very small but cute and curated shop. In fact, there was no way we could do a trunk show in her store, so luckily she is in a community office building that had a conference room down a very long hallway, so we weren't really by her store. We were down a very long hallway, but people came and found us. The trunk show was eventful. We had some local indie ladies that were there first thing in the morning that we see at a lot of the stores and Indianapolis events. So we loved chatting with them and helping them pick out yarn for future projects. And then we got to meet a bunch of new people as well. So if you came out to a yarn market during our trunk show, thank you so much. They were having a yarn crawl as well. Summer is the months for yarn crawls. So yeah, so that's pretty much where we've been over the last month. In terms of finished objects, I don't have anything that I've finished this past month. Most of my projects are a little bit of a larger project and a little bit more of a time investment. So let's move right into whips, my works in progress. The first whip is Stole by Theresa Gaffey, and I'm using Isager yarn Alpaca 2 in 9 different colors that I purchased as a kit from Yarnify, based out of the Twin Cities regions of Minnesota, even though I got this in Atlanta, Georgia at a Stitches event many moons ago. I am in the 7th color out of 9. I have 2 more after this. It is just a very large rib pattern that is going to be blocked out to this lightweight alpaca stole. So I'm currently in the brown. We went from the gold to the taupe into the blue, the orange, the purple, the green, and now the brown. And it's very mindless. The rows are long, and yeah. This is being knit on a size 5 US 3.75 millimeter needle. I'm over halfway done with the 7th color, so I would say probably another month or 2, honestly, before this is done. But it's good mindless knitting, which I need a lot of evenings. The next project that I'm working on is the So Basic Sweater DK by Maxim Sear. I am using Leading Men Fiber Arts Targhee Twist DK in the red-handed colorway, and I'm knitting this using sizes 3 and 5 US, which is a 3.25 and a 3.75 millimeter needle. The 3 is for the ribbing and the 5 is for the body. It is a fairly tight gauge for DK for me, which I did not put my little stitch stoppers on there, and I will regret it if I don't stop and put them on there right now. I am so close to taking the sleeves off. This is a top-down raglan, and I can't wait to get the sleeves on holders so that I don't have such long rows. I believe I'm on my 2nd skein of yarn. I did talk about my woes of 2 different dye lots and switching out the one darker skein I have for the collar. Let me see if I can try to stretch out so you can see here. So with the Targhee Twist DK, this is milled specifically for Leading Men Fiber Arts. I created this yarn with Red Hill Fiber Mill out of Indiana. And this is all North American Targhee. 2 plies out of the 3 are Superwash and 1 ply is not. So that's why you get this kind of marled effect in the yarn. And I think you can see, even though they were in the same dye band, where my yarn changed again. I am not alternating skeins, even though I know better than not to, but that's okay. I think in the end, no one is going to really notice unless you're super close on me. But yeah, so this is my first time, other than doing a cowl, this is my first time knitting a garment in with this yarn, which I think is, really going to do well with that non-superwash ply. It will help a garment keep its shape much better than a full superwash garment, but you get the saturation and the richer colors with the 2 plies that are superwash. So this is going. I think I have, I don't know, a couple more rows before I get to take off for the sleeves. I have to measure how long the body is first before I can, when I'm done with my increasing. But usually I'm pretty much, when I'm done with my increasing, it's usually about the time that I need to do the next step anyway. So, all right, the last project that I'm working on is a pair of socks. This is for our Create and Collaborate Club that meets here at the store every other Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. We have challenges that we put on our club every quarter. This quarter, our challenge criteria are fingering weight, socks, and orange. And so I had Andy pick out a skein of self-striping sock yarn out of my personal stash. He picked this, which is Redbird Yarn Studio Simple Sock in Campfire Nights with an orange mini skein that I got with the main skein back at a wool gathering at Yellow Springs, Ohio, like in 2000. And it was a hot minute when I got this. I don't remember how many years ago it was, but I am working on it. In fact, I did get the waist yarn put in for my heel, for my afterthought heel. So this is the cuff with the leg. And if you can see right there, that orange stripe is where I will put in the heel when I'm done with the foot and the toe. So these are for Andy. There's like a brown and a dark blue stripe, a light blue, cream, and then orange. And I knit mine on 2 circulars, size 1 US 2.25 millimeter needle. And I do use a row counting ring, but a lot of times I forget to actually turn it. So I have moved, on top of doing the row counting ring, I do put in stitch markers every 10 rounds so that if I'm off, I can catch myself sooner rather than later. And this is in a Tanny Casey bag that I picked up at Yarn Centric, the pre-Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival that we vended at. I got to meet the people behind Tanny Casey and purchase a bag for myself. I've heard about them on a lot of different podcasts, so I was excited to have one of my own. All right, so that's all my works in progress. Let's talk spinning. I did get some finished spinning. This is some Apothefaery Fabrications. This was 80% fine wool, 20% silk. It did not come with a colorway name. I did call it October Nights. And believe it or not, I actually got a fingering weight. Usually I can never get thinner than a sport. But I got 402 yards of a 2-ply fingering weight. And this has been washed and reskeined. It needs to be labeled, but it is actually not going for sale online. Our shop assistant, Sue, saw it and laid claim to it. She's like, please let me know when it is ready. So she just left on a 2-week cruise. And so when she gets back, this will be waiting for her. But you can see it's got shades of purple, orange, a little bit of cream, some gold where the orange meets, and then that like dusty navy aubergine color. So I enjoyed spinning that. Merino silk or wool silk. It didn't say it was merino. And then I randomly selected another braid of fiber from my fiber stash, and it selected some Bitter Buffalo Fiberworks, 85% Superwash Merino, 15% Nylon in the Bruja colorway that I believe I picked up at the Fall Fiber Expo in Ann Arbor many years ago. It is dyed as a gradient or color shifting, a progressive. So I am just spinning the braid all the way through, and I'm going to chain ply it at the end in order to keep the colors together and that progression of color in the finished yarn. All right, Andy's Lego. So I did take a picture, which I'll insert here, of Andy's most recent finished Lego. He finished this at a trunk show this past weekend. This is HeiHei. I believe he is some sort of rooster, maybe from the Moana movies. Neither Andy or myself have seen that movie. I have no idea, but he thought the little rooster was very adorable and knew its name at the Lego stores, so he purchased it. And he started putting it together at a different event, and he finished it this past weekend. So I'm be interested to see where he decides to put him in between the studio or the storefront. But he had him on the checkout counter next door, so I grabbed a quick picture so that I didn't have to worry about Andy taking the picture and sending it to me. But that's HeiHei. He also went back and started working on the Kingfisher, but he's not done with that. And he's got the new German castle for his birthday. I don't know how you say it. It starts with an N. But that was my birthday gift to him. He kind of put some stuff in his Lego cart and said, pick which one I should get. And so I picked that one. All right, let's talk about what I'm watching and reading. I haven't really finished reading anything. 2 shows that I finished. I finished Bondsman. This is with Kevin Bacon. This is about supernatural, tongue-in-cheek. Kevin Bacon is murdered in the first episode, but he's brought back by the devil to be a bondsman and kill demons from escaping from hell. Is cute. I did see it, did not get picked up for season 2. I was half watching it when I was not feeling great on Saturday night, I think, once we got home from our trunk show. So I just kind of finished it. I was kind of half paying attention, playing on my phone, but it was fun. I mean, I can see why it didn't get picked up for season 2, but... And then we finished watching last night Happy Face. This stars Dennis Quaid as well as Ashley, I forget her name. She's been on Broadway. She played Mrs. Lovett opposite of Josh Groban on the Sweeney Todd revival. This is based on a true story about a woman whose father is the Happy Face killer and is using his story to get more media attention and to also try to get closer to his daughter, and about the struggle bus connection of the relationship between him and her. It is a good show. I do think it was 8 episodes. I think it could probably have been done in 4 or 5, like a limited series. But we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Andy was a little bored, but check out Happy Face. And then we watched for fun Final Destination Bloodlines. This is the newest in the Final Destination series. Just came out on HBO, so we watched that. We enjoyed the ride. This deals with all the same, lore of Final Destination, that you can't cheat death, but this goes back to an event that happened in the 50s and how death is still trying to catch up, even at modern times, from an event that happened in the 50s, and all the people that did not die by a premonition that happened in the 50s, and how it's still catching up. It was enjoyable. If you know any of the Final Destinations, you're going along for the tension building and that ride. But yeah, I definitely say if you enjoyed any of the other Final Destinations, you will enjoy this one. Stash Enhancement, I have nothing new. I have been pretty good about bringing in any new things. I have plenty of stash that I need to be working my way through. So let's talk about the auction. So as I mentioned earlier, we have our Patreon link down below. There are several perks and things that you get with joining either our $1 or $5 a month tiers. And if you are in either of those tiers, you get access to our monthly auctions, where I auction off either something I've previously knit, a recently finished object, something that was an old shop sample. And this one is an old shop sample that I actually knit. This was from one of our first boxes we ever did, collaborations. This was from our Winter Wonderland kit many moons ago. And this was the pattern that was in the kit that is no longer actually even on Ravelry. This is called Winter City Shawl. And the designer is no longer on Ravelry or does any supporting of the pattern, unfortunately. But this was a three-skein DK weight crescent shape shawl with some mosaic knitting at the end. And this came with the colorways that we created that have been very popular since then. Winter Wonderland, Ice Ice Baby, and It's Cold Outside. So when you say the two together, it's supposed to be like Ice Ice Baby, It's Cold Outside. Anyway, that was the intention. So I did knit this one. This is an older shop sample, but it's 3 skeins of DK weight. And so I thought I would offer this up for auction. The starting bid is going to be $84, which is retail for 3 skeins of our DK weight. And I do ask that you increase the bid by a minimum of a $1 increment. And the winner will be invoiced through the Leading Men Fiber Arts shop, and the auction will end at the end of August. So stay tuned. That will be posted on our Patreon group here shortly. I also did want to offer up to our Patreon subscribers that I would love to show any finished objects that you finish using yarn that you've purchased either from the Leading Men Fiber Arts studio or storefront. So it could be any of the yarns that we sell online or in store. I'd like to do a highlight reel at the end of our podcast showcasing some of the things that you all have finished. And so if you're a Patreon subscriber, please feel free. You can email me at leadingmenfiberarts@gmail.com and put in their Patreon reel or Patreon FOs, whatever, and send me some pictures and details. I'd love to share them with all of you about some of the successes in the makes that you all have made. And please, 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 if you are somewhat interested, click the Patreon link down below, check out what is offered, and please share that with any of your friends in the fiber arts and the making community. We would greatly appreciate it, as we have some lofty dreams and things we'd like to do with the historic Taylor McGill building here, but renovations cost a lot of money, and we don't want to say we bit off more than we could chew. We knew what we were getting into. But in order for us to really see some significant progress, we're going to need the community's help. So, all right, let's go into specifically things going on here at the studio and storefront. Let's talk about our colorway of the month for the month of August is Concrete Jungle. So I have a picture of that here, and you can see that in all of its glory along with a swatch of it knitted flat. And here it is in the skein on a worsted weight. This was created by Andy. This has shades of plum and teal with some highlights. It's got like that grungy kind of feel to it. It's got some highlights of gold and greens. And we paired that with our red-handed colorway for our sock sets. And then we paired it with a Gypsy Dreamer Crochet Creations pom-pom and the oyster colorway to pull out that kind of concrete hue for the hat sets available online. It is only the 4th, so our pre-order listing for Concrete Jungle is available on all of our yarn bases, and that is available through the 8th. You do get a significant discount on every base if you order during the pre-order time frame each month, which is always the 1st through the 8th every month. You can also check out your local yarn store if they stock us and they subscribe to our monthly colorway. They should be getting this in around the beginning of the month every month as well, whatever our new color is. And if you have a local yarn store and you'd like to see them stock Leading Men Fiber Arts, please feel free to let them know to check out our website and get in contact with us. We'd love to start a conversation with them about stocking LMFA. All right, craft nights. Don't forget, like I mentioned, our Create and Collaborate Club is every other Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. You can find out more information about that by clicking on the information under the events section on the homepage of our website, leadingmenfiberarts.com. We also have several open weekends in the month of August. We will be open this Friday and Saturday, August 8th and 9th. And then we will also be open Friday and Saturday, August 22nd and 23rd. That is our birthday sale week. So our annual birthday sale goes on every year. It's 30% off site and store wide across studio and storefront. Everything in the store is 30% off. So we will be having our Create and Collaborate Club on Tuesday, August 19th. That is the kickoff of our in-store sale. The in-store sale will run from August 19th through the 23rd. On Tuesday, the August 19th, we will also be having the Yarn Adventure truck visiting us. The sale does not apply to anything purchased on the Yarn Adventure truck, but the Katie and Dean will be visiting us on the 19th. And then our Crafternoon will be on the final day of the in-person sale, which is Saturday, August 23rd. We will be having Crafternoon from 1 to 4 p.m. and we'll be having a small birthday party here for the store, as well as me, because the birthday or the shop, I turn 40 on the 24th and the shop turns 12 on the 25th. So online, the birthday sale will be online on the 24th and the 25th. But if you are a Patreon subscriber, you will get access to the online sale a full day early. So that'll be on the 23rd itself. You will get a coupon code that will allow you to shop online a full day before anybody else online. We will also be open Friday and Saturday, August 29th and 30th. Don't forget, we have the Leading Men Fiber Arts Ravelry group where we have a multitude of knit-alongs and make-alongs going on at any given moment, including coupon codes for purchasing yarn for the knit-alongs, as well as gift certificate prizes to the LMFA shop for randomly selected winners of anybody who finishes the knit-alongs in the time frame, which is usually about a 3-month time frame on those. And then last but not least, our upcoming shows. We will be at Michigan Fiber Festival Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, August 15th through the 17th. Friday and Saturday, it'll be 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, it'll be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That is in Allegan, Michigan. It is one of our favorite shows. It is usually pretty warm, so pack a neck fan, a cool cloth, lots of water, and come out for the fun. There's several buildings as well as outdoor vendors, concession vendors. There's sheepdog trials as well as other goats and other animals you can see. So we are looking forward to coming back to the Michigan Fiber Festival this month, and as well as being home and opening our store to locals and events coming up in August. So thank you so much again for checking out this month's episode. If you enjoy what you see, please give me that thumbs up and subscribe, and as well as share this podcast with any of your friends in the making community. I am going to sign off now. I have a dentist appointment this afternoon, so I'm going to go home and try to do some editing before I have to go for my 6-month checkup / cleaning and get myself organized. And yeah, so until I see you in September, I hope you have a great month with your making, and I'll chat with you then. Bye.